Hey guys. Okay, so today I had a sort of class with Alyssa from hearthcraftbrooms.com. Y'all need to go follow her. If you go to her website, she has her links for all of her social media as well as her Patreon. If you want to try out broom making, and then if you figure out how much you enjoy it and how relaxing it is, and you want to take a couple classes a year, it is extremely worth it to join her Patreon membership at the highest level, which is $100 a month. It seems like a lot, but that's $1,200 for the year, and you're getting 4 classes with kits of live. You get access to the pre-recorded classes where like you can buy refill kits from her for that type of class, and she'll send you all of the stuff that you need. If it's a broom, it comes with the broomstick. If it's a sweeper, it comes with all of the stuff you need for whisk. Whisk are going to be a lot less expensive because it's basically broom corn and twine. Possibly if it's a woven whisk where you have the handle that's stalks that are woven, that's different than like a basic simple whisk. So you have simple whisk and you have woven whisk. Simple whisk is where it's just like the broom corn itself. It doesn't have like any kind of stalk put on top of it. It may be woven, but either way. So what I got an idea for is during her because some people didn't get their kits yet, and we kind of didn't want to do like the whole class right then. Just mainly focus on the part that the other person hadn't done before, because they've done like the simple whisk part, and the weaving part is always like the part that I have the most questions about. And a lot of that is like actually working along with the class. So I think this actually helped me answer some questions. But sorry guys, I've been having so many issues with falling asleep lately that it's just randomly all during the day I'm falling asleep. But I was lucky to make it through the class. But so she used like an already completed simple whisk to show us the woven part of the class, and one of the interesting things was that when she bent the stalks over, there was like a band still, probably like a quarter, half an inch band, still of the twine, the tie-off twine that's at the top of the simple whisk, under where and now my cat's gotta come be in in it because I have stuff here. There was like this 1-inch band still showing from where the stalk's bent over, and she was like, oh, I don't really like that, so she readjusted to go higher. But I was thinking that with that band there, that could be a really cool place. Oh my god, I'm sorry for anyone watching this and now yawning their head off. That could be a really cool place for putting woven stones, for sewing in some beads, you know, like a lot of different elements. And then I actually thought about doing a dragon scale strip, like a 4-in-1 dragon scale strip that could go around that band. So like you would have your either a broom or a whisk, either one, it could be either one, that you're doing a woven portion, but then you also have like your broom corn in section that has a band on it. So you have kind of like this little fold over section that this is your stalks, and then you have your broom corn bottom, like the bottom of the hurl part that's attached, that's either, you know, what's going to be the handle of your whisk or what's going around your broomstick. So you see that that's like got a level difference there. So for that section is where I'm thinking like making stuff either wire woven. Oh god, I suck. Or this idea that I'm going to share now and make everybody hate me for all the yawning. But I was thinking like make a strip of European 4-in-1 with that central one being where you're attaching your dragon scale piece, and that then sits in this band that you wrap with the broom corn. Wouldn't that look cool? I mean, you could even do just a copper wire weave to put over top. That would be another thing that would look cool, is doing like what you would normally do for a bracelet, you know, like a long strip of wire weave that could then go, maybe have it set up so that it goes in the middle of your band of twine wrap on the top of your broom corn. So that's kind of like something that I was thinking about. Stuff that I use and then I'm going to use after I actually stop yawning and can make a video that isn't me yawning, so isn't annoying. but I'm going to use my supplies from Chainmail Joe. The instructions and the book that comes with beginner set that has like all the different sizes. So it even tells you on the bags of sizes like what they're for, and so this one says European 4-in-1, and it tells you up here the SWG gauge that they actually ship you, but then it also gives you the AR gauge if you're, buying your own jump rings, and the place that you're buying from only has AR gauge. They give you that AR gauge, and then the SWG gauge, you can buy from anywhere. There's a lot of places that sell the jump rings. You can also make your own, and I think there's actually kind of like the ring mandrels. I think there's actually mandrels for spinning your wire on, so that when you cut that long circular thing of wire, you have a set size jump ring that can match either of these. So definitely, if you're interested in making your own jump rings, Google that to see about the, because I know I have like metal rods, but it's a stair step thing, so it's kind of like having my pliers. So it's kind of like having this, but in a single little thing, so it's like a little easier to do full rounds, whereas this, it's kind of flat on the inside, and it's a little bit harder to do multiple rotations, whereas if it's not yawning, excuse me. So this is a file, but it's kind of like gives you the idea of what I'm talking about, but it's just like a single piece that you can roll up. I can figure out where my single ones are. But you can also do it with a pencil. So like if you measure the diameter of your pencil and it matches the size of the SWG or the AR requirement, you could use that to just make a bunch of nice tight swirls around that pencil or marker or pen, whatever it is. That's the size that you want. So you see how this one tapers down? You really wouldn't want to use something like that, because the jump ring size consistency is not going to be equivalent. So you want to make sure you're using something that is same solid, the same. I think a pencil or something like that's going to be better than a pen, just because even if your pen is straight like that, it's got, this is hard, so it's firm, and then this is like a soft grip for your fingers. So like as you're pulling tension on your wire to make your loops, this is gonna give a little bit. So it will actually adjust your size. So you're better with something like a Sharpie. Just stay, because it does also change sizes. So you would want to stay in this section where it's all the same size, it's got the same consistency, so you're getting consistent size and shape loops. Same for the pencil. Use consistent tension, and that will help with that. So that's kind of like where my brain is going right now. So I got my colored pencils out, I got my notebook. As you see, I've been doing some sketches of ideas for some different pieces. So like this is like a really good idea of things to do for when you're planning out your wire weaving, is to actually trace the stone that you're planning for. Like these, I actually even put, I'm really lucky with ImperialCabochonGems. She actually leaves the little sticker on her items when they come in the little baggies, so they're already numbered and everything, so I don't have to go through that. But then that also lets it makes it easier for me too, that I can outline, I can draw around those cabochons and then come up with ideas. Like I was thinking an Art Deco idea would be cool. So I just did it different, with what's the word? So like landscape and horizontal, and so landscape is horizontal, portrait is this way. So landscape and portrait. So do it like a couple different directions so that can give you ideas. One I didn't do is maybe like angle at an angle. That might be kind of cool, is to see what I could put in it. So this is another Art Deco design that I was playing with. This is an Art Deco, but it's more of a larger piece. I didn't put enough room when I drew that, so I need to draw a couple sections where it's like just draw that one thing. Then I was playing around with some different weaving patterns. So this is all stuff that's good ideas to do before you start working on an actual weave, is to go through some ideas of this with the stone, to kind of give you ideas and direction. It doesn't have to be like exactly what you're going to end up doing, but like with this one, just playing around with a couple different things, I definitely decided that for this one I want to do something Art Deco. This one is a different stone, but they're like almost exactly the same. This one's a little bit larger, I think, than that one. So they're the same kind of cut, size wise, or shape wise, but this one's a little bit different size than that one. So I could come up with 2 ways that I like this stone, that when I get, kind of set that, okay, I want to do it, this one Art Deco, then as I start to work with it, I go, maybe I should have gone something postmodernistic. Then I've got this other stone that's a similar size, not exactly, but it's a similar size, it's the same shape. So now I can start practicing down here after I finish that one. I can then do some practice drawings on the next one to maybe come up with some other ideas, or even still ideas from the first one. So definitely, like, even if it's not exactly what you're going to end up doing, using your notebook and your sketching of the stones. So like I said, this is how, these are other companies. They just kind of send them loose, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest, as far as being able to say which stone is which. But Imperial Cabochons, and then another brand that, there's 2 other brands that I'm going to do unboxings of things that they sent me, but I probably won't post those till later in the week. But those guys, I know one of them for sure said they're going to start leaving their inventory stickers on the baggies for me, because it makes a lot easier to find what I'm looking for and do that, kind of thing where I'm pre-planning in a way, like things that are all of a similar size and shape. It helps me, like, then be able to go back and, okay, so I'm gonna do 741 now with this plan, but I kind of had these ideas come up while I was in 741, and I can go back and I've already got 742 kind of drawn out, and I know that it's the similar size and shape to 741, so now I can just go pull a 742. So if you're a seller of stones, I would definitely recommend watching the videos that I've got coming up of unboxing of ImperialCabochonGems and the 2 other sellers that I'm just kind of very attached to right now, because Imperial doesn't send her stuff in boxes, so I am having to buy boxes for her stuff, his or her, I'm not sure which it is. But Solomon and the other one, that the 2 that I'm going to be unboxing today, I have to look up their Etsy names, store names, but they both actually send their products in plastic boxes, which is so huge, because it gives you something to keep your gems stored in safely while you get to them. Also, another thing that Imperial has been doing, as she lets me know about gems that are coming in that I might be interested in, she sends me, like, her uh, her Excel spreadsheet that has like the inventory number, then it's got the and they're grouped by the type of stone. Then it's got the shape, the carat weight, the measurements, and I think that's all that's on there. But that's super important too. If somebody's buying a lot of stones for you, to, like, send them that little PDF of the Excel spreadsheet of the items that they're getting, because now not only do they have a checklist of what they bought to, make sure everything's there, but they also have that list that they can then use when they're planning future making sessions. Like if they want to do a bunch of things that are all the same shape. Like maybe they have a specific idea in mind that works for a certain shape. All they gotta do is pull those images or PDFs, whatever you send, and that makes it a lot easier for them to go to you as the seller for choosing which stones they're going to use in their projects, which makes them go back to you to buy more stones for their projects. So those little things can be super helpful, and I know for me personally, it makes me put these three sellers at the top of my large purchase buying, because I know I'm going to get products that are well packaged, for, the one, for the two companies, I'm actually getting the plastic boxes, so I'm not having to buy those separate. That gives me more money to buy stones from those vendors. It's like, wouldn't you rather me spend a couple more dollars with you buying stones that you're going to make a higher profit margin than what you're spending on buying little plastic boxes to send your items in. So just so you know, definitely something to think about, as well as leaving those stickers, your inventory stickers, leave them on the baggies, leave your stones in baggies, leave them with the inventory control stickers, because that then becomes something that your buyers can use for their own inventory control, and for them checking off that list of things that they bought from you. So super helpful. Unfortunately, that inventory control number is not something that shows up on the buyer side when we go back in to look at our order. We can't look and see those inventory numbers, which makes it easier for checking off. And especially with stones, a lot of times the color variation from what our lighting gives it versus your lighting for photographs, I might think that I didn't get the right stone, or I didn't get a certain stone because I don't have anything that looks like what I thought I bought. So if it has the inventory number on there, at least then I can say, okay, this doesn't look like the photo. Can you tell me, like, what kind of lighting creates that look? Is it something to do with the lighting that's maybe making it look different? I don't know. Or maybe they sent you the wrong stone by accident. You know, like maybe their numbers got switched accidentally, or something happened where you accidentally got the wrong stone. So now, better chance of being able to fix those mistakes. So now you got ideas on both sides. On the creator side, especially talking about incorporating two different creative possibility, broom making and wire weaving. They make an incredible mesh. I only started wire weaving because of making brooms. So that's something to think about. Like if you're looking for an additional craft that can work with, like say you're already doing wire weaving and you're wanting to look at doing something that increases the value exponentially of your wire woven creations, broom making definitely is a place that can work, because now you're creating a larger, more intricate art piece that isn't just a pendant. It can now, like, if you make it specific ways, like where you have a bale or where you have like an opening hook kind of set up. I guess that would be a bell, even like if you've made it so that it like latches. That's something where you can now make wearable pieces of jewelry, like a pendant that can go on and off of a broom, that so like when you're not wearing that item as a pendant, as an art piece pendant, you can actually have it attached to your broom or whisk, or your customer's broom or whisk, and they can then use it for art. So it like is a really good mirroring of two artisan, like ancient artisan crafts that are art, wearable, usable, not usable, hang it on the wallable, all of that. So that's like things to think about, is what are other things that you're interested in that might blend well together. For me, it's broom making and wire weaving. For you, it might be wire weaving and I don't even know. My brain is just so on brooms and wire. Like, just making art that's also detachable drawer, because that's like a big thing, is like old antique jewelry, like tiaras and crowns. They actually come apart and go together in different ways. So like a main stone on a crown also detaches and becomes a brooch or a pendant. Or you also have the like a French tiara might also come off of the, it comes off of the holder setting that makes it a tiara, and then it's a necklace. So, like, thinking of those kinds of ways that you could use your wire wrapping, wire weaving to create multiple use items. Just like I'm talking about creating ways of making pendants and brooches and even earrings and stuff like that, in wire weaving, that could then be attachable and detachable from brooms and whisks, that would then be artwork as well as jewelry. You might be into the idea of creating large metal art pieces for the walls that can then, that are actually like smaller pendants and things that kind of attach together to create that large art piece, but can be separated out into multiple pendants, earrings and pendants, like a full, I forgot what they're called, but like the full necklace, brooch, earrings, bracelet, like that whole, you could have that whole thing that interconnects and makes an art piece for the wall. So those are things to think about when you're thinking about your different hobbies and or business things that you're doing with wire weaving, broom making, other crafts. You know, how can I make this be useful in more than one way? So there you go. I'm gonna let everybody go because we're at 37 minutes, and hopefully this isn't too long at 37 minutes. And I will talk to you guys soon. I'm definitely going to be setting up a, I may just like kind of clean up, like I'm gonna set up another YouTube, and I'll probably put all of my, I'm gonna separate out like all of my jewelry, wire working, broom making videos from like the Zeb Bound and healthcare videos and like regular life videos. So I'll have two different YouTube channels. I think since we already have 30 people on this channel, and we want to be able to get to 50 so that there can be live streams of me making stuff as well as selling items that I've already made. I mean, not officially selling, but like you make a donation that covers the cost of my supplies and my making the items, so that way I can pay off the credit cards that got very large from me buying all of these supplies because I'm a little too addicted. But so that way I have so much stuff that is ready for people that are interested. So I'm definitely going to be reconfiguring my YouTube so that the day in the life stuff is going to be separate from the making stuff. So we may undergo a name change. I haven't decided. Holly Bravo might stand on Facebook and Instagram. It's Hunter Ryan, because those are accounts that I had for when I was selling clothes, and the cat's now trying to get outside. For when I was selling stuff on Poshmark. so I have a lot of followers already on those accounts. So I'll probably do the same thing with my Holly Hunter Ryan Facebook and Instagram. Is I'll be doing a purge of those two accounts. So if you want to go follow those at Hunter Ryan, I think it's Hunter Ryan Life. I have to check. But Hunter Ryan on Facebook, I have that account. So like if you want to follow me on those definitely are going to get purged down to where they're just about wire and brooms, so that we can like hang out and discuss and share that stuff. So today I'm going to maybe play around with trying to do a dragon scale 4-in-1 because of Back to Earth Creations. Yvonne went over like how to actually do that. So there you have it. I actually have the mental image of what I'm supposed to do to bring that dragon scale in there. I was thinking I ordered some snake scale, but maybe I just put it in my cart and then didn't buy it. I don't know. Okay, talk to you guys soon. And did my injection, and I've been holding steady at 155, but I did eat a lot of junk food when I was at mom's, so that's actually kind of good, I guess, since I ate like so much junk food there that I actually stayed the same as when I left. Go figure. Okay. And I'm up to 12.5. So the 12.5 milligram dosage just came in. So we are at 12.5 on Zepbound. Bye.